So that's my message for today, is that if you know what you want, if you can look at what you want and think, my God, what I want is just so awesome and so beautiful and so expansive and so life-changing for myself and for the people around me and for society as a whole. It doesn't have to be. It can solely be about your joy. You being in your joy is beneficial to the world no matter what. But whatever that vision is for you, if you can look at that in the midst of what's going on and just think, my God, what a beautiful, beautiful vision, what a beautiful desire I hold. And maybe you can't feel it right now. Maybe you can't see it right now. But if you can think about what it is you want and you're in love with what you want, that little spark is enough to shift something in you. And if you can go there often enough, I truly believe that that can change your world. It can change your experience. It can change your health, your finances, your relationships, your friendships, whatever it is to you. Where to begin today? I come on YouTube a lot for inspiration, for hope. I find that I attract a lot of messages that are in line with the things that my highest ideals. And I'm hoping to add back to that community of people, back to that tribe. One thing, I am really, really struggling. I've alluded to it in some of my other videos and kind of given the basics of what's going on, but I've been helping my mom for the last several years, physically and financially. And it's all come to a head in the last couple of months. My mom was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, and the timing, there's never a right time for that, but the timing couldn't have been worse. My partner and I had expended ourselves financially to finally split up our living arrangements. So, and my family, the family that I do have here locally, they piled her care all onto me, signed all power of attorney over to me, and made me solely responsible for it, and then terminated me from my family business, essentially. So I've been left with absolutely nothing. So my partner and I are really, really struggling, literally to the point that we're struggling to keep a roof over our head in this house that we just moved into. And that brings me so much pain and so much shame, anger, all of the feelings. And there's so many outside opinions of what's going on with my mom and what we should do and the decision that should be made. And my hard line in the sand is that I want to bring my mother home for the end of her life. I want her to feel at home, at peace, be able to be around us, our dogs, her dog who's being fostered by someone right now, and give her what I know that she would ultimately want. And it's come to the point where I've had no choice but to ask a community of people, a tribe of people to rally around me, where family and, friends haven't, for whatever reason, whether they're terrible people, as we're discovering, or they just have their own stuff going on. So I'm hoping to find my tribe on here for a multitude of reasons. But right now, if I find that tribe of people and you feel called, I'm going to link a GoFundMe that kind of breaks down the story a little bit. And if you feel called even just to share it, that is so huge. People don't understand the impact that can have, even if you can't monetarily donate. If you can share it and get it out to as many people as possible, because I know for myself, 90% of the GoFundMes or fundraisers that I've given to are for people that I have no clue who they are. I just happened to cross it because someone, couldn't donate, so they shared instead, or they donated and shared, whatever it might be. So I'm going to put that down below. With open receptivity, no expectation, and that's not why we're here. But, ask and it is given. And that could be through people, that could be through other, means. And I'm leaving myself open to all of that. And that's what I want to talk about today, is that, God, if you find yourself in a shitty struggle right now, like I do, it's been pretty hard the last few years. There's a lot more to the story with my mom that I'm just not going to get into at this moment. I plan to do something huge with that story. And right now I just need to focus on being there for her in every capacity and in every way that I can show up for her. But it has been so hard for years, and right now it feels like it's all coming to a head. And when you find yourself in those moments, right now, the only thing that I can hold on to is what I know I want for myself. And that alone is enough to be grateful for. That alone is enough to find gratitude, to find appreciation, to know that life has called so much to you and through you. And it didn't throw the things that it threw at you to teach you lessons or to, test you. That is one of my biggest complaints with the spiritual community. If we're the operant power, there is nothing outside of you looking at you and deciding that you need tests and you need tempered and you need disciplined. It comes from the mass consciousness. Those things are attracted into our lives because of the programs running into our head. So they come and they're in front of us, and what do we do with them? That's where our power is in deciding what to do with those things. So for me, if something that I do not like, if the facts in front of me are something that I do not like, I just say, okay, the facts are the facts, and I'm going to move through them. I still know what it is that I desire. I still know what it is that I've created and called into my life, what my life of experience has called me to want to have, want to experience, and want to create. So that's where I choose to try and place my focus as often as possible in the midst of all of the things going on around me that feel so awful and terrible and scary and insurmountable. So that's my message for today, is that if you know what you want, if you can look at what you want and think, my God, what I want is just so awesome and so beautiful and so expansive and so life-changing for myself and for the people around me and for society as a whole. It doesn't have to be. It can solely be about your joy. You being in your joy is beneficial to the world no matter what. But whatever that vision is for you, if you can look at that in the midst of what's going on and just think, my God, what a beautiful, beautiful vision, what a beautiful desire I hold. And maybe you can't feel it right now. Maybe you can't see it right now. But if you can think about what it is you want and you're in love with what you want, that little spark is enough to shift something in you. And if you can go there often enough, I truly believe that can change your world. It can change your experience. It can change your health, your finances, your relationships, your friendships, whatever it is to you. So that's what I'm holding space for. That's what I'm holding on to today, And I hope that it finds the right tribe of people, and I hope that it encourages you and that it helps you to dig deep within you and find your why. I hate that because corporate America has taken hold of that. Find your why. You know, that's them using truth to, I'm not going to get into it, but I'm truly telling you to find your why, to focus on your why and feel joyful and feel happy and be receptive to your why, even if everything around you looks so crappy and terrible. Because for me, it looks really crappy, it looks really terrible, it looks really unbearable, and it doesn't look like I could possibly make it through. But then I realize and I remember, no, I know what I'm meant for because I desire it, so I'm meant for it. And that pulls me through. And so I hope that that message finds you and it encourages you. And if you feel called, go read this story in the GoFundMe. And if you feel called to donate, I am open and I am receptive to that. If you feel called just to share it, that is just as appreciated as a donation, as it gets it out in front of other people who may feel called. So thank you for being here. Have a blessed day. Get back in touch with your why, your vision, what you know you want, and find a little bit of peace and respite and joy in that, in the midst of whatever it is going on around you. Thank you and take care.